Hey, I think we're live. Welcome, 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 everybody. Oh, my Carlos or my audio's out. Can't
No,
hear.
it shouldn't be.
Oh,
That's weird. It says that it's on. Settings. Check,
hold
check.
on.
Yeah,
There
it's.
we go. Oh, he says, there
Oh,
we
is it
go.
back?
Is it
Okay,
back?
that
Can
must have
you
just
hear
been
me?
a. Okay, that was weird.
Okay. Hey, Tony. All right. Carlos, Tony, can you hear me? Yep, you hear. Okay, loud and clear. Good, good, good. Welcome, 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 guys. I'm so glad that you joined me tonight. So, we're just going to hang out for a little bit and had a wonderful day. We had a really productive day. I'm tired out a little bit because it was quite a productive day. And if you watch on the Texas Boys channel, you'll see kind of a vlog of a little bit of what was happening in our house today. And so it was a busy day, but I'm very, very thankful for it. And it was a wonderful day. And this morning, I started my morning a little different because I'm trying to apply this book a little bit at a time. And for those of you who don't know, um, I watch Amanda from Carnivore Me. And I didn't get to watch her today because I was so busy, but I usually watch her every morning. During the week, it's easier. Fridays through Sunday, my husband's always home. So our Friday through Sunday schedule gets a little goofier. But anyway, this book is $8 on Amazon, and she has read through it like so many times, and it's really, really helped her. She recommends doing this if you're making any diet changes, or if not, this book doesn't have anything to do it with diet. But she really, really wishes that she had had this book when she had gone carnivore, or even read this book before she went carnivore, because she thinks that it would really have helped her. This guy's got not a carnivore or a keto or anything that I know of. This is just more about making little tiny changes to help just give you more wins in the day and just have a better day. So, be more productive, all that kind of stuff. So we started reading this together this week, me and my older boys. Usually we've been reading through doctrinal books like all last year. That's kind of what we did, and some Bible study. And then this year, I was like, I think this might help. It's kind of a deviation from doctrinal books for a little while, but I think that it's really going to help them. And they're very busy with their construction business. So I think this will really help them. Hopefully, it'll help. And I said, if it gets too deep for you guys, then we'll just switch gears and go back to doing something else. So we just been listening to a sermon in the morning. And I think I shared before, but I love this app. I found it last year. It's called Grace Alone. And if you look it up in the Play Store, you just put Grace Alone, and it's a 24-hour radio broadcast, and you get to hear. They're primitive Baptist preachers, but I mean, basically, it would be a good any if you believe in sovereign grace preaching from all around the country. And you also get to hear some good hymns, and it's really nice because there's a schedule on there, and it's pretty quick. It goes pretty quickly. A lot of the sermons aren't more than 30 minutes long. So they're kind of just smaller bite-sized pieces for listening. And it's awesome because the Grace Alone app is on my phone, so I can just click on it anytime I want. And I never know what I'm going to get exactly. And if you listen to something and then you have to go do something else or whatever, and you don't get to listen to all of it, you can always go back and find it on their website and look up the sermon and listen to it. So anyway, all of that to say that I'm trying to develop a new schedule for my morning because it seems like since I've gone carnivore, I've really allowed myself to sleep in. And just when I say sleep in, y'all, like maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock. Okay, we're still up early. But before that, I was getting up at like 4:30 in the morning every morning. I was exercising and I was just doing a lot of stuff, getting a lot of stuff done, and then doing Bible study with my kids at 6 o'clock. And we just had an earlier schedule. And because I wanted to give ourselves a lot of grace with switching everything over, I really felt like my body just needed time to heal, and sleep is just as important as work. So, and getting things done. So I just let my body like just sleep, just get onto a regular schedule and just sleep when we needed to sleep. So we do go to bed early, but we were sleeping. So anyway, my older boys, not so much. They get up and they have to leave early, always for work. But me and the little ones definitely took advantage of this time. But I want to get back to a normal schedule. I don't want to get up at 4:30. So I think I kind of want to work my way to getting up at 5 o'clock. I did that naturally one day this week. And so I put in my phone 5:30 just to see how that would be. Hey, Jennifer. But I have to figure out what my new routine is because all of the old things are like not really what I do anymore. So I'm just like, kind of like, okay, I'm awake. Now what? Like, now what do I do with myself? You know, I think I even said a couple nights ago on here, I said, I just sat by the fireplace in the morning, like, okay, I'm doing this, but what's the purpose? I don't know. Yeah. So I have to figure out something that's going to work for me. So anyway, got up at 5:30 this morning and I got a shower, and then I read a little bit in my book, and so I'm just trying to figure it out, what the new schedule is exactly going to look like. My old schedule was I would just turn on my audio Bible and listen to that and run a bath. And then I could listen to that while I was in the bathtub. And then that didn't require much effort at all. So it was easy to roll out of bed, go get in the tub, listen to some audio Bible. And then by the time that was over, it was like time to do Bible study with the kids. And I was up and at them. So anyway, I got my coffee going this morning, and I had my coffee and I had a little bit of my Bible time. So this year, what it's looking like for me for my Bible time is, and we can talk about carnivore all you guys want. I'm just chit-chatting with y'all, just something interesting, current things in my life that are interesting to me. But if you want to talk carnivore, we can just throw it out there and I will answer anything that you got, and maybe it'll turn around to a carnivore conversation. But anyway, this is my Bible. It comes in a few different hardback bindings, but I liked this one a few years ago. I got it, and it's a journaling Bible, and it's also like a coloring Bible, which I thought was kind of cool because sometimes I'm just not in the super creative mood to do something all on my own. So it's nice just to, I'm just going to randomly open it up. It's just nice to open it up and it has something already there for you. And then you can just kind of color it in. So that's nice. There's like a whole bunch of those. And then there's blank pages too as well. And you can see the big lined, some of the blank pages just have lines. It's nice and big print. I like it. I've had it for a couple years now, but my goal is to go ahead and work through this year, coloring all of the, I'm so backwards. Okay. Coloring all of the pages that need coloring. So I got some colored pencils and I've been working on that. And while I'm on those couple pages in the morning, I'm reading through them and I'm pulling out verses and I'm taking notes. And then I usually have a sermon on. Usually it's hymn singing for a few minutes or maybe 20 minutes, maybe at the most, if you catch it at the right time. It's kind of like a hodgepodge on that Grace Alone radio. So it's just like hymn singing or it's preaching, and you never know who you're going to get. And it's just really a lot of fun that way. Or it could just be like some type of little devotional somebody gives, or hymn history, which is really cool. Or they also do Old Testament and New Testament just reading, where they just read through a chunk of scripture, Old Testament or New Testament. So it's kind of like, it's really cool. I really like it. Because sometimes you just don't know what you're in the mood for. And with that, you just never know what you're going to get. You're just like, click, and you never know. So anyway, and I got this journal at Dollar General, and they have a bunch of them, and they're really pretty. They're all different. But I've been working in this journal just as like a prayer journal. So I just write out what I'm praying to the Lord. And some days it's just like very quick and short, and also praise. Like, so, Thanksgiving, praise, prayer, all of that. And I just write it out. And I started to write in one color, and then I probably got distracted and had to come back to it that day. But anyway, those are my 3 things I have a goal of doing every day, is my prayer journal. And that doesn't have to be every day. This is just when I have a few extra minutes to jot down something, but it doesn't have to be every day. And then, of course, my Bible every day. I just want to get one page colored on it. And of course, like if there's any verses that pop out, or, just different little phrases, just taking notes and kind of digging into that while I'm listening to my sermon. And then just a little bit of this Tiny Habits book. I just want to keep plugging through this on my own time so I can digest it, but also me and my teenage boys are reading that. So that's my 3 things that I'm working on. My way that I'm going to do this, I think the best way for me that I found is, it says in this book that if you want to start a new little habit, it has to be really, really easy. Like, start with something that's just like 30 seconds, just something that's going to be so easy for you to do that it's silly not to do it. And it also has to be really, really easy. Sorry, my brain, I'm so tired. And you just have to be able to do it like without thinking. So, and you have to be prompted. You have to be prompted to do it. So whatever your prompt is, like, like they gave examples in the book. Like when I sit down at my desk, I have a thing of cleaning wipes, and I wipe off the desk. It takes like, less than a minute or whatever. I just wipe it off and then it's done. Or like, so you have to find your little problem areas that you want to tackle. Like, say it was your bathroom sink or whatever, like that you wanted to wipe down, and you have to figure out, okay, I want to do that every day. So then why am I not wiping down in the bathroom every day? And then maybe it's just because it just requires too much effort. So how am I going to make it so simple that it would be silly not to? So when I walk in the bathroom at some point during the day, it's already there. While maybe you have the spray bottle and the little cleaning wipe right there or whatever. And then it's just like, oh, it takes 10, less than a minute or whatever. That's silly not to wipe that down. So just tiny, tiny little things. Anyway, and speaking of tiny, tiny little things. So 2 things that I want to share with you that I got this week. This is random, y'all, but these little tea guys, they hang in your cup. So let me show you. So here's my cup, and then the guy floats up, and you put your tea, obviously. You put your loose leaf tea in the bottom of this little thing. It's a tea diffuser. They have lots of them. A silicone tea diffuser. They have all different ones. This one is this style. We've had a couple of these little guys in our kitchen for, I don't know, a year or 2 now. And the kids love them. They use them all the time. I think I told you that my kids love hot tea. By default, because there's not a whole lot else to drink. So they like making hot tea and hot chocolate. So anyway, they can put the loose leaf tea in here and put them in their little cups. So because our 2 little guys, the 2 little gray guys were the first ones that we got, we've used them so much and everybody's loved them so much that I was like, okay, I think we need a couple more little tea guys around here because there's a lot of us and sometimes one of the guys isn't available or whatever. So I got a little pack of them. They're on Amazon. And if you don't like the guy floating in your tea, there's all kinds of like little silicone critters and all kinds of little silicone tea diffusers. They're really neat. And the bottom is stainless steel. So they're really cool. And we like them. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, the other thing is, so today, in my front room, the wood stove is in the front room. The big fireplace is in the back family room. So the wood stove heats really, really well and really efficiently. But my front room is really small and it's kind of cut off from the rest of the house. So our solution to that was that we cut another doorway out of the front room into our kitchen area and make it a nice big enough doorway. That way all that heat can come into the kitchen because it's usually cold in the kitchen. And of course the hallways in the bedroom is colder. But that front room just gets like 100 degrees. Like it just, all the heat's trapped in the front room. So that's what James was doing today. He put in a new doorway for me and it looks amazing. And he's going to build a farm. What's it called? A barn door? Yeah, a farmhouse, like a barn door. And he's the sweetest ever. So he came up to me this morning and he showed me like 5 different barn door designs. And he's like, which ones do you like, Mom? I'm like, I don't know, honey. I was like, it doesn't even have to be a barn door. You can, whatever kind of door you want. I mean, you have good taste, just whatever you think. So I showed him like a couple of them that I liked, but he had already picked out, like he was showing them to me and I'm like, just do whatever you want. So I don't know which one he's going to do, but I'm sure I'm going to like it. And I'm so excited about that front room being opened up to the kitchen now. It's just going to be so nice. But we wanted to have a door that we could close it off so that when we lose power, we can all kind of snuggle up in there by that wood stove. But during the rest of life, we can just open up that door, have the barn door slit open, and the rest of the house can, enjoy the heat from the front room. So that's what we were doing today. And you know how it is, like one thing leads to the other. So because we were doing that, I was kind of moving some furniture around because it's a small room. So it's like Jenga in this house. So it's like, okay, so because that's going to be there, then I'm going to move the little school desk over here. So then that means that the exercise bike's going to go here. And then it was just shuffling around furniture in 2 different rooms. And then of course there's dirt to clean up because you're shuffling around furniture, all that. So last night, I told y'all that I got a new vacuum. My husband is not impressed with this vacuum. But we have 2 Dyson vacuum cleaners and neither one is working right now. We got the Dyson ball. I think that thing was like $400 a few years ago. And then I have the Dyson, the battery operated one that's like a stick vac. And that one has not worked for a long time. So anyway, so I have 2 Dysons and they're worthless. And so I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on a vacuum. And I was just looking, just for something cheap that I could pick up at Walmart and just be done with it. So I ended up getting this. It is I told y'all about it last night. It's the 3-in-1 multi-surface cleaner vac mop, blah, 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 hydro mopping. I got the plug-in one, which I highly recommend you get the plug-in one because, the battery ones just never last long enough to do more than a room or 2. So I was able to clean my whole entire house this afternoon, with this little baby here. So how did it do? I think it did really, really well. I'm very happy with it. I think that, it's not going to replace a good standard vacuum. Like if you have a good functional standard heavy duty vacuum that sucks up dirt like crazy, this is not going to replace that. But this is going to kind of be like for those lighter vacuuming times when you just need something light. It's very, very lightweight, which I love. It's plug-in, which I love because I don't have to worry about the battery dying every, time you turn around. And it was just, it feels like you're not really doing much, but it picked up a lot of dirt. The canister for the dirt is really small, but it seems like a lot of dirt goes into the water canister. So I had to switch out the water in this thing 5 times for my house today. That's how much dirt I got out of my house. And rugs. It does low pile rugs and area rugs, and it does floors. So I have a lot of both in my house, and there was a lot of nasty, hard to get up stains in some places, and it eventually got it up. It really did get it up. Only in like 1 or 2 places I had to go back with a rag and scrub something off the floor. But generally, it got everything up, and I feel like it really freshened up the carpets, like with kids and food and animals, and we got a puppy now. It's just my goal someday is to get all of the carpeting out of the house, but we've done it room by room and eventually it will happen. The only rooms left that still have carpet are our bedrooms, and they will come out eventually and we will just put flooring in. But for now, that thing is great. Like it does make you feel like the floors have been freshened up, so I felt pretty good about it. Like I felt like, wow, this was a good thing. Cause sometimes I just have like my Swiffer mops and, I feel like I'm just pushing dirt around. Like I just feel like I'm pushing dirt around on the floor, and this thing definitely not. I had to change it 5 times and put in new solutions. So I guess the downfall is I have to look up what kind of, mopping solution I can use in this thing because I went through like almost the whole bottle that they gave me today. So I have like maybe 1 or 2 mopping sessions left with it. But even if you are just using it as a electric mop, it really, really does a good job. And just as a quick, easy vacuum, it does a good job too. Nothing heavy and crazy, but just as a good lightweight vacuum, I thought it was good. So anyway, that's what I was doing. That was my day in a nutshell. And I cleaned and reorganized in the kids' office in here. And then I mopped and vacuumed at the same time. And the review that got me on this, well, first it was marked down to $129 on a discount thing, like a rollback thing on Walmart. And it was normally $180. And then it was marked down to $129. And it's still $180 something on Amazon right now and Walmart. But this color they rolled back. So anyway, but I clicked on the reviews, and the review that got me was the first one on there. And the woman said she lives on a farm and she has lots of kids and animals and lots of dirt. And this thing saves her so much time every single week because she can just take it out and it vacuums and mops at the same time. And she can just go really quickly through her house. And it was just like, cutting her cleaning time down. And I was like, amen to that, sister. Give me one of those to try. And if y'all haven't ever bought vacuum cleaners at Walmart, that's probably the best place, one of the best places to buy vacuum cleaners, because here's a little something for you, or any type of appliance thing, actually. But keep your box that it came in. You don't have to pay for the warranty plan. Just keep your box. And if for some reason, 5 months from now or 6 months from now or a year from now, this thing stops working, I put it back in the box. I take it back to Walmart, and they will exchange it for the same item. I've had that happen so many times with different appliances. And Walmart is just really, really good about, if you bought it there and you have the receipt and you have the box, they'll just swap it out. Or at least our Walmart is. And I know somebody that has a very, very large family, and she said she always gets her vacuums from Walmart because when they die, she just takes them back and they give her a new vacuum. I don't know. Now, that doesn't work for really expensive stuff. Okay. So like my Dyson ball vacuum, they won't let me return that because that's like a $400 vacuum. So they're not just going to give me a new vacuum. But if you're talking about like appliances, like this was $129, they'll probably swap that out. Like just different stuff that's like around the $100 mark or less, they'll swap it for you. So anyway, there's that mom tip, pro tip. Because appliances are, my neighbor says they're like your second cousin that always wants to borrow money. They're just like, appliances are horrible. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to start at the bottom of the comments tonight to make it more interesting here. Shelly says, we always lived on a farm and I know about the dirt in the house. When we did the house we're living in now, I put 0 carpets in the house. So awesome not to have to shampoo carpets 2 or 3 times a year. Yes, I rent the big industrial shampooer and a couple times a year, and we haul that thing home and I go through, now it's just the bedrooms. And it's disgusting. It's so disgusting. And the carpets were brand new when we moved into the house. So we had no reason to take them out and we had no money to take them out. And since then, it's been 10 years, but it's just, there's always different priorities. So it's fine. There's just carpets in the bedroom. So they're not horribly dirty or anything. I do the heavy duty shampooing, but this little thing is great because at least it lets me feel like, something is there's some kind of cleaner that's going over the carpet lightly. And I do have a lot of like the low pile, just the little area rugs. Like I just like them. My husband and my boys do not prefer all the area rugs, but I like them because they trap the dirt. Wow, this is not a carnivore talk tonight, ladies. I'm so sorry if you came for carnivore. We can switch gears. I like the area rugs because they trap the dirt in one spot and it's not just floating all over the floor. And then I can quickly vacuum it up. I don't know. It's just a toss up. And I like area rugs for my kids to play on. Hey, Bubba, what you need? In the living room because, they're playing toys. They're little. I don't know. I just don't want them on the hard floor. I love you. Okay. Yes. You're going to have blueberries. Didn't you already have? Go ask daddy. All right. Go ask daddy and whatever daddy says. I don't know. All right. What sort of tea that the little ones like? Gabrielle is partial to mint. Gabrielle's partial to mint. They like all kinds of tea. Like they like black tea. They like chai tea. They like mint. Yeah, my little girl likes mint tea. They like all kinds. Peach tea. Whatever we have out there on the counter. They like, yeah, they're not real picky. The only thing that they don't like is like a fruit tea, because then if they put some type of milk in it, which my little girl doesn't put milk in hers anyway, but my boys still put coconut milk in theirs, and then it curdles. Even the coconut milk curdles with the fruit tea. So they don't do that. They don't like that. Oh yeah, the little guys floating in your, yeah, they have in your tea. She would like them. Yeah, my kids like them, and they're nice because they're reusable, and I don't know. It's just they're pretty easy to clean. You kind of got to bang them on the sink a little bit and get them out, but you just use some warm water and the tea leaves come out. It's not the end of the world. So we like them. God for sure speaks to us and highlights scriptures when we read. Yes, yes, he does. Yeah, there's no replacement for just opening your Bible and reading and meditating on God's word and letting him show you something. That's the best. Oh, can I say the name of the Bible study that I listened to? Yeah, it's Grace Alone. And so if you go to the Play Store on your phone, just go to Grace Alone, and it's like a little white kind of icon with some blue on it, and it looks like a little flower on there. And it's Grace Alone Radio. The app is called Grace Alone, but it's Grace Alone Radio, and it's a 24-hour broadcast, so you can just click on it anytime. And they also have the schedule on there, so if you click on it and say it's like 20 more minutes of hymn singing, then you could put it down and just let the hymn singing play in your house, which is really nice. And my kids have learned a lot of hymns and gotten really familiar with a lot of old hymns that they sing on there, and they're beautiful. And so have I gotten so familiar with all of the different lines because of it just playing. But if you're busy or whatever, and you don't have time for the hymn singing, you can always just look ahead and say, okay, when are they going to be reading scripture, or when's the preacher going to come on, or whatever. And it's really cool. You kind of just get a different little taste of everybody. It's definitely Sovereign Grace. So if you're some type of Sovereign Grace Baptist Christian, you would enjoy it. Let's see. Oh, good. Jennifer looked up the app. Yeah, I love it. It's a perfect no-brainer for me. I don't have to think about it, because sometimes before, like, my husband's really good about, like, he finds certain men that he likes to listen to, and then he'll listen to all of their stuff, and it's just a difference, I think, in personality. Like, he's just very, like, methodical, and I'm more like haphazard of like, wonder what I want to listen to today. I'll listen to a few from that guy, and then, something else. So, and they're very, very good. They're all very solid. So it's really good. All right. Hello for just a few minutes. Jesse. I know. Oh, going on the house will be great. Yes. Yes, Caitlin. I am very excited. It's so nice that just the doorway, it's like now that front room is like, it feels more connected to the rest of the house. So it's really cool. And now everything's really, really clean because we moved everything around. So yeah, just poor James. He's got to finish up. He enjoys it. I say poor James, but he loves it. He worked all by himself all day long, and nobody even bothers to like interrupt him or anything because they know like he's in his zone. He's loving every minute of it. And that's why I say you pick out the door, because he's the one that's going to have to build it. And I'd rather him be like excited about what he's doing, you know? And he is. He's always excited about building and doing jobs. So it's perfect because we got this cold weather coming. It's freezing out there right now, actually. And so it's a good inside. It's a really good inside project. Let's see. All right. Well, yeah. And as far as my carnivore diet today, if anybody cares about that, hey, Prep for Eternity. I just ate ground beef and butter. So I tried to eat a steak and I really didn't want it. And I took a couple bites of it and I was just like, yeah, no, I don't want it. I tried to give it away to somebody. Nobody else wanted it because everybody else had already eaten. And so then I just cooked up a bunch of ground beef in my usual fashion, like a whole big cast iron pan full. And so I'll have ground beef for tomorrow ready to go for whoever wants it. But yeah, ground beef and butter and salt. That has been my everyday go-to. I love it. It tastes so good. It fills me up. I don't know what else to say. I feel good about it. So that's pretty much it. And I did have a couple LaCroix today, at least 2, because they were good and tasty. And I was just like going all day long between moving stuff around and cleaning. But I'm so excited. I'm super excited. And the fireplace is, well, my back family room fireplace is just a regular fireplace. And it's so messy, y'all. It's just so messy. So it just is what it is. I wiped down like the mantle and it had been, I don't know, a week or 2 since I wiped everything down, and just the ashes and everything, especially when the wind blows a little bit, it'll blow some of those, the ashes get down on the hearth, and I don't know. It's just messy. So I was doing that today too. So the thing that I did not do today, my goal that I did not make today was my, there's a few goals I didn't make today. I didn't do my book study with my kids this morning because I kind of knew, like, Fridays, my husband's home, so everything gets off schedule on Fridays. It's just I don't even mind. It's just the way that it is. I don't try to keep a schedule when he's home. We just enjoy him and we all kick it down a notch and we just act like we're on a home vacation. And that's just how we've always done it. So I don't try to do homeschool when my husband's home. We just live life and enjoy each other. And that's just the way that it is. So, but I have on my phone, my prompts are going to be, I think I started to say this and then my brain went in a different direction. But so my prompts for my tiny habits that I'm going to do are my phone. So I have a schedule on my phone. I've been working on it a little bit every day. I try to work on like adding some tasks and trying to figure out when I actually do things during the day, and just making it a little bit more systematic. So, and trying to like give grace for the time slot that it's going to be, because I don't necessarily need to hit it right on the time slot. If it's an hour later, it's totally fine. I'm just home all day, but just trying to develop a new system through the day to get things done and making sure that I'm just more systematic about getting things done. It's the same things, but I don't know. I'm not a real schedule person. So I'm hoping that this book's really going to help me. because Amanda says she is not a schedule person either. And this has really, really just changed so much for her. So my only prompts that I could really think of for me that would actually work is just putting in the little tasks on my schedule on my phone. And that way I have like a little chime or something go off and it tells me what the next thing is that I, dedicated that time for. Because other than that, I don't really have I can't really think of a prompt. Like, I'm just here all day. Like there is no prompt. Like if I was working like somewhere out of the home, there would probably be more like, okay, so before lunch, I always do this, or before I get in my car, I do this, or whatever. There would be like these little prompts through the day naturally that happen, but you're just home all day long with kids. It's like, okay, well, what's my prompt? I don't know. Like, so I'm like, I think my best prompt is just using my phone task and setting that up. So that's what I'm kind of working with. All right. What is Prep for Eternity saying? We had keto pizza from Ketogenic Woman. It was really good. Chicken for the crust. No bread. You could probably change it to be full carnivore. Yeah, that's what my friend Christine has made. Chicken crust pizza. She made it for her husband once or twice, and she said it was really good. She loved it. Yeah. So I have not done it yet, but it sounds delicious. Has your taste for chicken changed since carnivore? I just don't care for it anymore. I used to love chicken. Yeah, my taste for pretty much all meats has kind of changed since carnivore, and I just like beef. I really, really just like beef. Once in a while, I can eat some sausage. I love our beef sausage. That's like my favorite. And if you guys are looking for beef sausage, Amanda from Carnivore's Me said that she gets hers from Costco. She gets the beef kielbasa. I don't know. Anyway, sausage, the beef kielbasa sausage. And she said they're really, really good. And they were out of stock for a while, but they're back in stock again. So that is a little tip for you. I love our beef sausage, but other than that, like, yeah, I ate fish when we were, and fish used to be like one of my favorites, but I ate some different fishes when we were on the cruise boat. And after I ate like a good sized portion of it, I was just like, yes. So with the food, like my stomach was just like, okay, was that supposed to do something? Like, where's the beef? So it just seems like beef is definitely the staple. And then if you do other meats, and this is what Christine tells me too, is that she's learned that like beef is their main staple. And then if they do other things, they just kind of do them as sides. So you could do beef. And then if you wanted some variety, have some chicken wings or chicken legs or whatever. And, or whatever meats you're doing, just have those as little side things, but your main thing as beef to fill you up. I mean, unless if you're feeling totally full and satisfied with your other stuff, but it wasn't always like that. In the beginning, when we started, I would have sausage every morning. I had our ground sausage from our farm every morning, and then I would have eggs on top of it. But then I can't remember how many months in, I was just like, no more pork. Like when we had pork, like once or twice a week, we would have some type of pork. And then it wasn't too far in with that everybody was like, no more pork. We're done with the pork. And then chicken, we just haven't had forever and ever, because I would have to cook like, I don't know, 3 or 4 chickens to feed my family with all these boys and these older boys. So we haven't done chicken in years. I still have frozen chickens and ducks in my one freezer in shrink wrap bags, and I haven't even taken them out and used them because they're they're ancient. They've been in there forever, number one. And number two is like, nobody wants it. It's just like, yeah, nah, like just give us the beef. But my little ones like the linked little breakfast sausages. And this time around, when we had our beef done up, I had him do a bunch of beef and flavor it with our sausage flavoring. So a breakfast sausage flavoring. And instead of doing the links for me, which I really, really love, just doing ground. And then that way I can make them like little patties, or I'm going to try to mess around with it and make them like little links and try to fry them up for them. So that would be cool. But there's so many different awesome meats. I think I was telling y'all this last night. Like Aldi has, if you're just starting out or if you still like a lot of diversity, which some people really just do. I think there's the people that like the super simplicity, and then there's the people that want some diversity in their meals. And me and my husband fall on the just give it to me super simple. Like I'm just eating and I'm going to be done with it. Like I don't need any razzle dazzle, plus we did so much of that when we did like paleo before and whole foods and gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. And we looked up all these zillion different recipes and 99 different ingredients. And I'm just like, yeah, no, just give me the ground beef and the butter. I'm good. Like I don't need to learn how to make something super complicated. But there are people that enjoy that, and I totally appreciate that. And I mean, if they would want to make it for me, I would definitely indulge and enjoy it. But I just have always kind of been like that. Like just I just, the simpler is better. But what I was going to say was Aldi's. If you have an Aldi's anywhere near you, first check your local grocery store, because you can get crazy deals on meats. And ask them what their days are. Talk to the employees and say, what are your days when your meats are on sale? I'm trying to do a ketogenic diet or whatever. I need a lot of meat. So help me out here. And they'll probably tell you like when their sale days are or when they're switching things over. But like tonight we got, the boys went out and they got these little breakfast sausages, and I think they were like half price or something. I mean, we got them really cheap. So they enjoyed some of them tonight. And, but Aldi's has, when you're just looking for just straight, good, run-of-the-mill prices, just very inexpensive, generally, no crazy sales, but just generally inexpensive prices. Aldi's is our go-to. We don't live close to a Costco. Costco's like 3 hours away for us. So maybe if we lived closer to a Costco, we would be able to find some great deals there. But I know a lot of people use Costco for their meats and cheeses and things. But Aldi's is good for us. And they have a wide diversity of meats there. So lots of different things there, lots of different options. Let's see. Anybody got any questions for me or anything? How y'all doing? Tell me what you're doing. Are you doing keto? Are you doing ketovore? Are you trying to do carnivore? Where are you at now, and what's your plans? Tell me those things. Tell me what everybody's trying to do, or what you're doing now and maybe what you're heading towards doing. So like we were doing carnivore, but now we're doing beef and butter and salt, me and my husband. And I don't know for how long. I should have like timed it. I guess we should just do 30 days. I haven't really thought it all the way through yet. So probably 30 days and we'll reevaluate. But I don't feel like it's hard. I don't feel challenged. Like, it's been really easy. And actually, I enjoy the simplicity of it. So now my little kids, they still have some diversity in what they're doing. They're not just doing beef and salt and butter. They're doing all of their different meats. But they are doing a lot of beef. It is funny. They are doing still a lot of beef and steak. They've all kind of switched over to steak, which is funny because I'm still not a steak person totally at all. Like, I have to be in the mood. And when we went on our cruise, they had New York strip steak every night on the menu. And they might have had a couple different kinds too at different nights, but every night they had New York strip steak, and it was good. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. So I was very thankful that that was there, because if not, it wouldn't have went so well. They had other, I mean, they always have fish and they have chicken and they have other things too. But like I said, you eat the fish and the chicken and you're just like, okay, now where's the food? Okay. Prep Fraternity says they're doing ketovore. I think mostly animal foods, but some keto things. What does that mean? Tell me more. I don't. It's so hard to define. And then some people are like, just tell me what you eat. Because so ketovore, I don't know. I haven't really looked up much on ketovore. But I think if I understand ketovore right, is like, it's a lot of meat, like 3/4 meat. And then there's some, what is there, like some low carb veggies that you can have, and then some berries, occasionally some nuts, right? Or seeds or something, right? Is that or no seeds? I don't know. Is that ketovore? Help me out. Yeah. So, and I think I shared with y'all. We are ketovore, I think. Okay. Oh, you already said that. Yeah. So, Carlos, are you keto? Are you ketovore? Are you carnivore? Or are you just hanging out? You're not any of those things. You just wanted to hang out and listen to me ramble on. Tony, Jennifer, Caitlin, you got to tell me what y'all are, what you're doing. What are you doing? Where are you going with it? What are you doing now, and where are you going with it? Okay, Shelly says ketovore with occasionally low carb veggies. Okay. Okay. So I think I know what that means. Alrighty, y'all. I don't know if anybody else is on here. Maybe y'all left. Yeah, I was just curious what you're doing now, and then what your goals are for moving forward. Like, sometimes you don't know if you just started it. How long have you been doing keto or prep for eternity? Okay. Oh, you keep the carbs very low, 15 carbs a day, no sugar. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's what they say, right? Under 20 grams, right? Is that what it is? Dr. Barry says is ketovore. Yeah. So that's great. That's awesome. Are you happy with it? How long have you been doing it? Prep for eternity. So we did it a really strange way, the way that we started Carnivore, because I told y'all we kept those frozen berry smoothies for the first the first like 2 to 3 months for me. Probably by the third month, it was only like once a week, maybe twice a week. But in the beginning, it was every day. Like that was my lunch. Like that's what got me through all of that meat was I would have my sausage with my fried eggs for breakfast, which I didn't have eggs either, y'all. So I said I wasn't a meat eater. I was also not an egg eater. I could not smell an egg. I could not touch an egg. I didn't want anything to do with eggs since my last baby was born. I know that for sure. During that whole pregnancy, no eggs. So he's 5 years old plus 9 months of pregnancy. So it's been a long time since I've even come near an egg. And so that was a thing too that just changed. And all of a sudden, eggs tasted really good. And then here lately, in the past few months, the whites haven't tasted super great to me. I can cut them up and I can eat the egg whites in with the yolk, with my sausage or whatever, ground beef mostly is, what I've been doing the past, I don't know how many months now, but I just kept finding, so I wouldn't make myself because I would be like, I just don't want any more of these egg whites. I like the yolk. So then I just switched and just ate the egg yolks with my ground beef. And that was really good. And I did the same for my little kids. Like, if they, and the big kids just do their own thing, I mean, they feed themselves so totally. But my little kids, I'll say, do you want eggs or do you not want eggs? Some mornings they want eggs, some mornings they don't want eggs. And like this morning, I was watching and my daughter, she was eating the fried eggs, like all of it, like the whites and everything. She was just eating it. And I'm like, wow, that is really like, nah, no eggs, girl. But if she's in a mood a couple days a week, or maybe once a week where I want eggs, then she wants them and she's going to eat them. It's just so funny. And if they start to eat something and then they're like, I don't want it, or I'll save it for later, I always let them do that. I've done that all this whole time of parenting. That's how we've always done, is like, okay, you don't have to eat it all now. Just throw a napkin over it. We got cloth napkins, throw a napkin over it and you can eat it later. And they do. They get hungry and eat it later. And then they don't need snacks because we're eating food, So we've never really done the snack thing, except for like making desserts in the past, we would try to limit it to like once or twice a week to do like some type of homemade dessert. But we never really did like the snacking thing because there was food. There was always just a lot of food. Oh, 6 months prep for eternity. That is awesome. Yes, you're liking it. Was able to stop blood pressure meds. So definitely working for us. That's awesome. Praise the Lord. That is so good. 6 months. Yeah, you guys are just like on the same boat as us. Yeah. Okay, Tony says, I'm on carnivore, going to eat more fat and less protein this week. Yeah, let me know how that goes for you, Tony. I keep messing around with those things and trying to see where the happy balance is with all of that. I think I've already shared that, but I've messed around with adding more tallow, adding more butter, and then just trying to like do it for a good period of time. So that way it's an actual viable thing, and then say, okay, am I losing weight? Am I gaining weight? Am I losing muscle? Am I gaining muscle? Do I feel like I have more energy or not have more energy? What's the story when I eat this much butter? Or what's the story when I just, don't eat butter or add a whole bunch of tallow or whatever? So right now, my main thing is tallow, but I do love my butter. I love butter on ground beef. It's so, so good. So it's good. So I do both the tallow and the butter. Okay. Prep for Attorney says we did strict carnivore for a time, but honestly, it was a bit too difficult to start. Yeah. So maybe we'll work up to it again. Yeah. I totally get that. It would have been too much for us, I think, to do strict carnivore. Yeah, I mean, now I consider ourselves doing strict carnivore because it's beef, salt, and butter, but we're 7 months in. I mean, so now it's just like, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, but definitely not in the beginning. Not for me. Okay. Let's see. Shelly says, I didn't really starting out keto allowed me to transition more easily. Yes, always cut off the fat when I did eat the meat. Yeah. Me too. I'm still with you on that. Like I said tonight, I tried to eat the steak and I was just like, no, like I just don't want it. First of all, like I'm still like a cook it pretty well done girl. Like it's embarrassing probably, but like medium well, like it's just the way that it is. That's just how I like it. And some of my kids are more like, well, a couple, maybe one of my children is more like that. And then some of them just like it really like, like their dad likes it just like rare, like just so yeah. And, we don't push any of that either. Like I don't know, there's times I'll eat a little bit of the fat. And then sometimes I'm like, no, I don't really want all that fat, and the kids are the same. They're like, can I cut it off? Yeah, cut it off. Don't eat it. I just feel like intuitively your body is going to, if you need that, you're going to eat that, especially for kids. Like I see that so much with the other things that they eat during the day that their bodies know how to adjust for it. Oh, that's okay. It didn't really make sense. That's okay. I figured it out. It was good. Oh boy. Well, that is awesome, guys. Great job. That is so good. And yeah, I mean, the fun thing for us is just keep mixing it up. I like my steak died. Yes. I think that's my problem too. I enjoy it like that. Like, so I don't know. Tonight, it probably would have been the perfect steak for most of my people in the house, except for the ones that like it really, really rare. But it would have been the perfect steak for my little kids for sure. They would have loved it. But I was just like, no, just give me my ground beef and my butter. I don't feel like gnawing on this thing tonight. Your daughter likes hers dead too, her steak. Yeah. That's what my dad used to say. He doesn't want to see any moo left in it. It's just got to be like just cooked meat. And that's the hard part, I think, for my husband with like, so he likes his steaks every day. My little kids like their steaks right now. Every day they have at least one steak. My older boys are definitely on the steak train right now, steaks, and they all like them, like rare, medium rare, whatever. They like them pink inside. But my little Tex, he's still a ground beef boy. And my other kid, they'll eat ground beef too. If it's made, they like their ground beef too. But my husband, he doesn't like it so much. He just says it always tastes dry, but he does have to taste it with my tallow and butter in it because then it's like soup. I mean, it just tastes so good. All right. Well, y'all, it is 8 o'clock and it was fun hanging out. I guess this was a lot more just chit chatty today. I just had a long day, just getting stuff done in the house. And I was like, well, I'll just get on there and tell them some of the things that I'm working towards that aren't necessarily food related, but just things that I'm kind of trying to work on in this new year of 2024. And I highly recommend it if you haven't gotten this book yet. It's really good. It's really, really good. Let's finish chapter 1 by myself. And Amanda said chapter 2 is when it really gets into the nitty gritty of like exactly how to start making these changes. So the really cool thing that I think is about it is that it's little things. So, and I can do little things, you know, I can incorporate some little things into my life. That's easy for me. The big bulk of my day is already taken up, you know, during the week, you know, with homeschool and laundry and dishes and food and trying to maintain some level of cleanliness in the house and animals and parenting children and trying to enjoy children and delight in them and all of that stuff. Like my day is taken. So tiny habits, perfect. I can do a tiny habit. That sounds like a good idea. So, $8 for this book. And I think Amanda's reading through it again. I don't know how many times the girl has read through it. So it's really, really, really good. And I'm excited to have that. It's something different. I haven't read a book like this probably since college. Like I have not, it's more of a, well, it's definitely a psychology book. And I'm not a big psychology person since leaving college. So it's been a long time. Elijah Young, God bless y'all too. Oh, do we eat cheese? Yes, we eat cheese on, if we're going to eat cheese, we eat cheese on Sunday. Sunday is our day that we set aside for cheese and or ice cream if there's something special going on. So we just kind of had to put some parameters around it or else it would get out of hand. And recently we added in yogurt because one of my kids ended up on antibiotics from this cold that wouldn't go away. And my husband is still on antibiotics from the cold that will not go away. So, so we got unsweetened yogurt from the store, and the brand that we got actually makes a yogurt. They make the unsweet, and then they make one that is just 0 sugar, and they sweeten it with stevia, and it's the vanilla flavor. And I read through all the ingredients. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good, pretty good. And it's way better than store-bought, any type of store-bought ice cream, that is for sure. The ingredients are definitely cleaner than any type of store-bought ice cream. And so, so my little kids have been having that one. They like it with a little bit of sweet, like that stevia gives it that little bit of sweetness to it. And then they put their blueberries in there or their mixed berries in there. And we do the Dr. Kilt's ice cream. I haven't had it for, I don't know, a couple months or more. I don't even remember the last time I had it. But I have a bunch of it made up in my freezer ready to go for whoever wants it whenever. We got vanilla, we got chocolate, and there's a bunch of berry ones in there too that are all ready to go. The Ninja Creamy is great because you can have all the ice creams made up and then you just put it in there and it stirs it up. And if they don't eat it all, they just put the lid back on it and put it back in the freezer. So that's my Ninja Creamy commercial. I did not buy it. James bought it. It was a big splurge for an ice cream machine, but it is pretty awesome. I used to make my own yogurt by the gallons, Little Ford Schoolhouse. We used to have 2 dairy cows, and before that we had dairy goats. And we used to make all the dairy stuff. I used to make all the cheeses and of course, the milk and the ice cream and the yogurts by the gallons. I would make yogurt in big half-gallon jars, and I would do it in my oven you just have to turn the light bulb on in your oven, and that's just warm enough with the light bulb on to make yogurt. So it's a little yogurt making tip. I have no interest in making yogurt. My yogurt making days are over. There is a raw dairy farm. It's about 40 minutes from us. And in the early days of living here, before we got the dairy cows, we would drive there like once a week. And on their sale day, usually on Monday was their sale day, they would mark down all of their raw milk that they didn't sell over the weekend. So I would buy a lot of it. Like we would buy like, I don't know, 6 or 8 or 10 gallons of milk, and we would bring it home. And with the older milk, I would make yogurt, and then you can freeze it right in the gallon too. I mean, you can always freeze milk, but we would make ice cream, whatever. I would just make a whole bunch of stuff. And then we had the dairy cows, and every single morning was a dairy making morning here at our house. So I'm very, very happy to buy my yogurt at the store. That's awesome. You're making it. That's good. That's good. You know, it's like you can do some of the things. Sometimes we can't do all the things all the time. So, you know, when we were doing that, and then I think after that, I started doing kefir. We got into a kefir phase, and I did our own, but I gained a ton of weight on kefir. Oh my. I blew up eating kefir. So I know dairy and me, like I get fat looking at it. So I have to really be careful with the dairy, which means that because I know my willpower and self-control is not the best, the strongest, I just can't have it in the house, because if I have it, then I will want to eat it. So, but the kids' yogurt, I haven't even tasted it. I won't put it in my mouth, because if I taste it and eat it, then it's going to open up a can of worms, and it's going to just be something that I have to fight myself against, especially if it's in the refrigerator often. So I'm not going to start that battle. Oh, okay. We have a small homestead like you, and homeschool. Oh, okay. Our kids 15 to 1 keep me so busy. Wow. Yeah, you're busy. Yep. I understand that. I totally understand. Well, 15, you have some older ones in there. That really helps. The older ones really, really help so much. All right, y'all. Well, I better hop off of here because it's about almost 8:15, and it was a good talk. And I hope y'all just keep going, stay strong with your ketovore, your carnivore, your keto, your low carb, whatever you're doing. And just stay encouraged. If you mess up, just brush yourself off and keep on going, because it's okay. And it's the long haul. This isn't a short term race. This is the long race, so that we're going for. So we want it to be sustainable, and we all just want to have good health. We all just want to feel good. So wherever you realize that you have great health at, and all of your issues are subsiding at, I mean, that's your happy place. That's where you should be. All right, let's see. 15, 10, 9, 9, 1, and 21, and 20 out of the house. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Oh, well, I bet you're enjoying those younger ones. That is for sure. Because when you have older ones, oh my, the little ones just are more and more precious. I'll tell you what. Anyway, I better get off here because I'm going to keep talking. But enjoy your night, y'all. Have a super blessed night. Love all your people. And I will see you back on here tomorrow night. And I won't be on here Sunday evening. So I'll be back on again Monday. So tomorrow and then Monday evening, 7 o'clock. See y'all then. Bye-bye.